We've dedicated this month's e-tip to providing you with more information. So click on a few links here on your right. Look at our agenda, watch some more videos, and read comments from past participants. And then make plans to join us in Chicago on May 20th and 21st. We'll see you here under the water. Some people have asked me, where did the name 7/8 sailing come from? Well, frankly, if you know anything about icebergs, that's the concept. A majority of the iceberg actually exists below the water. When you think about our sales methodologies and admissions, we really are only touching the tip of the iceberg. We've only ever been trained to deal with what we see on the surface. We've never really been able to dig deeper and get below the water to find the real answer. Let me ask you a question. Do you have any of those admissions reps who are just really good at what they do? They just naturally have the ability to work with people and enroll more students. Well, frankly, they're going under the water naturally. But we can teach people in 7/8 selling how to do that and get to those real answers, and more importantly, help your prospective student figure things out for themselves. As an admissions rep from the old days, I remember the sales methodologies that we were trained on. And in fact, I learned early on that it didn't quite work for me. So in fact, I just chose my own way, my own path to enrolling more students. And then we started to see things happening in terms of how buyers buy. The world around us has changed dramatically. And in fact, many admissions professionals have told me through the years that the old ways just aren't working anymore. And that's when we came up with 7/8 selling. A way to help our admissions professionals connect with students in new and different ways. Another big thing that I realized is that we only end up getting the prospective students who choose to buy the way that we sell. Let me say that again. The way that we sell and the way that we reach out to prospective students will only attract those who choose to buy that way. So in fact, we're limiting ourselves. In designing 7/8 selling, I couldn't find any training programs that worked any longer. So I traveled about 14,000 kilometers across the world. In fact, I think that translates to over 9,000 miles to find a partner in Australia. So Norton Norris has collaborated with The Right Mind to bring you 7/8 selling.
We're actually taking an approach that brings the human content in it more than has done in the past. And so we look at the individual themselves and how they operate. And if they can command their presence and their level of communication, it radically changes the outcome for their reps and therefore ultimately the sales that they're able to pick up. We do leave the clients with a process, which we call the lattice framework, that they can refer to, they can work through on a daily basis and know where they're at with a prospective client and know where it might be failing, know the bits that they need to work harder on in order to work through to an outcome.
So thank you for joining us to learn a little bit more about 7/8 selling. Perhaps we'll see you under the water shortly at one of our training sessions.